Soundcheck podcast. We are back. I'm here with my lovely co-host Adam Yokum. How
How
are we
we
doing
doing?
today? Good.
Good. Feeling good. Feeling
Just another
awake.
day living the dream, brother.
Another day in the life.
Um, I did wake up today and my fridge was not on. I was worried that all my eggs were spoiled, but I think everything's all good. I had to go out, flip the breaker, be a man, like
Mm,
really get out there and get my hands dirty. And I don't like to do that.
Did you feel like you were like on a construction site, like you were out there getting your hands dirty?
Yeah, it wasn't so extreme because it took about 15 seconds and it was 4 steps outside of my front door, but
Right.
that's the most, like, manual labor I'm gonna do, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the gym and, like, get a sweat, but I'm not getting my hands dirty. That's not what I do.
Something like that, dude. I mean, you could flip one breaker and you get the itch. You start buying shovels, hammers and nails. You could really get the itch to start building something.
You got the wrong guy.
Well,
That gave
I've
me the
got
itch to
hope.
go back inside in the AC and not worry about anything like that.
In the AC, God, is it hot there?
Uh, it's actually not because it's only 10 AM, but it will be. Probably be, like, 80 today.
Jeez, I've been freezing to death over here.
Yeah, you had your pipes were frozen, you had no water in your house. That's how cold it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
For
it
how
got to,
long?
like, negative it was, like, -4 for, like, 2 weeks straight or something crazy like that. Yeah, my pipes have been frozen for 3 weeks.
My god, dude.
Yeah.
I remember
Granted,
you told me.
I've only been home from tour for, like, 2 of those weeks. But,
Right.
yeah, no running water, you know? I've been brushing my teeth out of with using water bottles and showering at the
God.
YMCA or at my buddy's house. Not ideal, but, it's alright. I'm
I
low
remember when you
maintenance.
first told me that your pipes were frozen, and I asked you, like, "Who do you call to, like, help with that?" And then immediately I was like, "You don't call anybody. What the fuck are they gonna do?"
Call
Like,
God,
yeah, they just have to
you
wait
know?
until they're not frozen.
Yeah.
Is there a small part of you that kinda liked it?
Mm, I guess so. I
Kinda
guess
like the
so.
struggle a little bit?
Yeah, it's good to struggle some, you know?
I actually agree.
Gives you well-rounded personality, you know?
Yeah. It's, like, annoying, but then when you're on the other side of it, like today, your water came back your water came back on, and you're like, "Fuck yeah." It's like, it feels luxurious now when it's just regular,
Right. Yeah.
so
Yeah, you can get a little some people you can get a little spoiled with that stuff if you
maybe
don't
you
have
maybe
it
you needed
taken
that.
away. And maybe I did need that. Yeah.
You're just crushing it on tour, your
I was
streaming's
like,
up.
"Honestly, bro, he's had enough water. He's had
Yeah,
enough. Let me just take this back a little bit and see how he reacts to it."
this guy's trying to tell everyone to water their roots. How about you get no water at all? How about that?
Yeah. See what happens to your root.
Getting a little too hot.
Mhm.
Um, so I have a story that I wanted to share with you that I don't know if I ever shared with you, but I definitely never said on this podcast, and it's a bit of an origin story for me. And, why don't you just sit back and take it in, because
Here
I'm gonna give you some stuff.
here we go. Lay it on me.
The year is 2012. I believe it's maybe May, if I had to guess. May 2012. So, about 14 years ago. It's a long time ago. Um, I was a freshman in college. I was starting to get into a consistent rhythm of doing shows, a decent amount. I'm, like, on the verge of quitting the basketball team at my college because I'm starting to, like, do a lot of shows, and I'm like, "I'm gonna be a rapper for real." Like, none of this fucking around, trying to make the NBA as a 5'7" guy playing Division III basketball in the middle of Massachusetts. That's over. I'm out. I'm out on the NBA. I called them up. I said, "You're done. You guys won't be needing my services." I think they called me way before that and decided that for me, but you get my point. I was about to, like, be all in on this shit, and, I get a call from the promotion company back in Northampton, Massachusetts, like, close to my hometown. That's, like, where I kinda started. They own a bunch of venues in that area, and they were like, "Hey, Schoolboy Q's coming to town on tour." and I'm a big Schoolboy Q fan, especially at that time. It was his first tour. It was for the Habits and Contradictions album, if you know it. Big fan of that record. Um, so it was Schoolboy Q and Ab-Soul on the tour. Ab-Soul was his opener, and they wanted to add local support for the Northampton show. So they called me, not them, but the promoter in Northampton, because he's like, he knows I can sell tickets. I just played with Chris Webby a few months before that. It was sold out, same venue, like 500 people. I played like a couple headlines there at that point. Like I was kind of like the local guy that you go to, right? Especially hip hop stuff. Because this is when I was also Reese McFly, if you're
Whoa.
familiar with that era, which I don't even know how
Whoa.
much you know about that lore, but I had a whole era. I went by Reese McFly. It's like picture like early Mac Miller, just like boom bap shit, where there's like barely any hooks. I'm just like spitting, wearing a snapback with a pencil neck. You know what I mean? Just like
Right.
talking some tough shit for no reason. Like
Right.
that was the vibes.
Okay.
Everything's a punchline. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh, I'm 19 years old. I got like a buzz cut, basically, like two all around with a taper. I'm just out here in the streets being a rapper. So, long story short, I take the show. I'm fired up. So I catch a bus from my school in Boston, like a Peter Pan bus, to get back to my parents' house to go do the show. Bobby, you know Bobby, my
Yep.
best friend,
Yep.
famously. We moved to LA together. That's my dog for life. Um, we were best friends back then since sixth grade. So he would come to all my shows. In those days, he would be like my hype man on stage. Like he would have a mic and just be yelling the ad libs, hands up, like DJ type shit. You
Right.
know, we're just rocking.
Right.
So he was a senior in high school. I was a freshman in college. So I come back to hometown. It's like a big deal. We roll to the show. The show is probably, I remember it was a Saturday night. There was probably like 100 people there, something like that. And I would say like 30 to 40 of them were there to see me. Again, Schoolboy's first tour. We're also in Northampton, Massachusetts. Like this is a stop between Boston and New York. That his agent was probably like, yeah, fuck it. We're just going to try. You know the
Right.
vibes. We're literally doing that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm hype. I meet them, nice dudes. We fucking go on stage. We're first, obviously. Me and Bobby get up there. The crowd starts booing me before I start rapping.
No.
In unison, the entire crowd. Boo! Absol, Absol, Absol. I pick up the mic. They're already booing me. They're chanting someone else's name. I have no chance.
Oh
It's
my
brutal.
God.
I'm like, okay. I start talking, schoolboy, schoolboy, school. Fuck you, man. What the fuck? Get off the stage. I'm like, yo. So I start the first song. I look over to Bob, his face. He's petrified. He's scared out of his boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, mostly black crowd. You can imagine Schoolboy and Absol, especially those days. It's like underground fans, like real hip hop shit. I'm just some skinny white guy with a mic. They're like not having this shit. They're like, get this guy the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
So I start my first song. I rap through the whole thing. The entire song, their boos are louder than me and my track. It's fucking brutal. Okay.
Oh my God.
So in between again, schoolboy, schoolboy, after the first song. Bob is in the back with his fucking tail between his legs. And I'm on there on the mic. I'm like, yo, listen up, motherfuckers. You guys are trying to get me off stage. I'm going to finish this fucking set. Okay. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing with your lives. I'm out here chasing my dreams. I'm about to make this shit happen. I don't give a fuck who's booing me. Y'all going to get me for 20 minutes. All right. That's what I'm fucking here to do. I took a bus from Boston. Fuck. I'm going the fuck off. I'm cussing the whole crowd out.
Mm-hmm.
Half the crowd I felt could like kind of respect it. And they're like, all right, let's give it a chance. Like he clearly gives a shit. Right.
Yeah.
The other half of the crowd, not having it. Still booing me the whole
Just
fucking time.
turned up.
So I go through my entire set with being booed during and in between every single song. I get back in the green room. Absol's back there. I go, Absol, my God, they're ready for you, bro. This place is turned. Like, have a good time. I'm like, just playing it off like that didn't just happen, right? So we have like this separate little green room, like for the local openers. So it's just me and Bob and my other buddy in there. Um, and Bob's like sitting there like this, like with his head in his hands, like, how are we ever gonna recover from this? You know, like this, like it's the end of the world, mind you.
Right.
We're 18 and 19 years old. This was like a big deal, and
R
like that did not go well, but to say
right.
the least, right? So even like the people that were there for me, like they were trying to like cheer and like quiet other people down, but it just ends up being a bunch of noise and it just feels negative. Like even if they're standing there like having a good time, if 70% of the crowd is audibly saying fuck you, it's not fun. Right.
Mhm.
So Bob's in the back, he's like, yo, like that was fucking horrible, you know? And I'm just like, nah, bro, fuck it. That was dope. Like we just got to open for Schoolboy Q, bro. It was sick. Like we probably made some fans. And he's just like, nah, bro, that was scary. Like, what the fuck's good with you? Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I was like, dude, I know they were booing me and shit. If that's as bad as it gets, like, I'm ready to fucking play tomorrow night. Like, I'll do that shit every fucking day.
Oh
And
my
he just looked
god.
at me like I'm a fucking freak, right? And recently, he told me that was the moment that he knew that I was gonna do this shit with my for a career and for my life
Yeah.
because he never touched stage again. That was the end of Bob being on
Oh my
stage.
god.
Yeah,
Oh
he was
my
like, "I
god.
can't." Also, you know, Bob's not like a hip hop guy. He's just like some fucking guy. It's like some white guy, like jumping up and down and shit. It was not
Right.
a good
Yeah.
look for me to have just my friend on stage. That's not additive to the show.
I
But
got
like,
you.
we didn't know that. We were just in it together. You know, he was like, I think he might even like been my manager, quote unquote, at the time. Like, we would drive around in his fucking Honda around Western Mass, like delivering hard copy tickets. You know, like he was down for the cause. Like that's like my guy. You know.
Right.
But
Right.
like, yeah, he realized he's like, I don't need to be on stage and I don't want to be on stage because that was fucking petrifying.
Yeah.
And I like loved being in that fire for some reason. And I think part of like my song Superpower, I talk about the delusion and stuff.
Mhm.
I feel like that was like a big seed and like root of that thought because
Yeah.
I also, dude, my music was bad. Like I forgot to say that. Like there's people there that since I know who they are and they've come to shows, like they've become fans after the fact, right?
Right.
But like my music was bad. So partially people were being assholes and weren't trying to fucking hear it. And other was like, yeah, my music was fucking bad. And maybe they knew who I was before that and they're like, oh, this fucking dude, I hate this guy. I've seen him on Facebook. Guy fucking sucks. Let's get him out of
Right.
here. He's an amateur. Because I was, you know. Still a fucked up thing to do. I would never boo someone at a concert. It's insane. But
It's crazy,
that's
dude.
the East Coast energy. Like, I feel like if you can impress a crowd like that or like get through it, then you can
Yeah.
probably do whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just hilarious story. Um, felt like it was just kind of like a root of the way I think and just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just not going to complain. We're just going to go through it and we're just going to see it through, basically.
Dude,
Um,
that is a fucking ridiculous story.
yeah, it's insane.
I've got a handful of questions, if I may.
Please.
Okay, so I just have some things I'm curious about. Did at any point did Absol or Schoolboy Q ever address that? Like, did you ever talk to them after the show? No, there was no like, no, they never addressed it. When they were on stage, they didn't say anything to the crowd about like,
I
what the hell's
think
going on out
they
here?
were so in their own world. Like they didn't give a fuck about me. You know, I'm not saying they were like assholes to me, but like they're on tour. They're just like, yeah, it's just a local opener. We don't need to like deal with this. I don't even
Right,
think they heard or knew what was going on out there because when they
right,
touched the stage, it was love. Like the place was fucking lit.
right.
Granted, there was only 100 people there, something like that, in like a 500 cap room. So like it was also probably like a bad show for them on that tour because I'm sure they
Mm,
went to bigger cities and sold places out like that size. Because dude, Schoolboy had a record on that album called "Hands on the Wheel." It was with ASAP Rocky, and that was like a hit. That was like a real like we were bumping that at parties in college and shit. Like that was like a real smash
right.
record. And Absol was also signed to TDE, and like they were just under the Kendrick thing. So like if you knew about hip hop, like that's a really good bill. like,
Right.
so I'm sure they crushed it all tour. And that was probably just like, they don't even remember that day. Like, you know what I mean? That was just like another day. There's 40 cities on that tour. I'm just
Right.
some idiot. I got booed off stage. Well, actually, I didn't get booed off stage. I got booed on
On
stage, and I
stage.
took it the entire time because I was
Yeah.
not getting off that fucking stage until I was supposed to.
Yeah, that's good. Props
But
to you
no,
for doing that. That's inspiring, bro. I don't
they
know
did
if
not
I
address that.
could've I don't know if I would've done that. I don't know if I would've been like, "Fuck y'all, you're gonna see me for 20 minutes." I feel like I probably just would've been like, "Alright, I'm out. Fucking
No,
peace."
dude, I was so happy and excited and inspired to just like rap in front of people,
Mhm.
and I still am, you know. But like, especially then, it was like, yo, I can't believe I'm on stage. Like, this, I don't know anything about a live show. I'm just showing up with my songs on like a flash drive and like hoping there's someone there that
Right.
is going to be able to like play it for me and like hand me a microphone and be like, go ahead, go show them what, there's no, this is 2012, bro. Like,
Right.
I'm just like, yo, I have a show, guys. Like, this is going to be fucking sick.
Yeah.
So nobody was going to take that away from me. Like, they could have been threatening to fucking stab me. I would have been like, after the set, bro, I'm rapping right now. You
Yeah.
know?
I guess it's a good thing also, you said so at this point you had already had some, like, local shows happen, like, a little bit of local buzz, you were kinda like the local guy. So
Uh-huh.
that's good that at least it wasn't like, "Oh my god, this was, like, my 2nd show ever," and, and you got that,
Well,
I feel
up
maybe
in
you had a little bit of confidence, like, built up by
I
then.
had way too much confidence built up.
Okay.
I don't think I ever like thought I was like better than anybody else, but in my head there was a proof of concept that I can do this and I know how to do it and people like it because that was the first time I ever had any like negative experiences on stage. Up until then, I had been rocking for like a a bunch of my friends and like local people that know who I was, and I just felt like the fucking man every time I was on stage.
Yeah.
Um, Even like when I opened for Webby, I brought a lot of people out to that show, but like Webby is a white rapper from Connecticut. I was a white rapper from Massachusetts. Like, it's only 40 minutes away. So like a lot of people that were friends with me were fans of Webby, and people that were fans of Webby see me. In theory, I look just like him. I'm a skinny guy with tattoos about to rap. They're like, fuck yeah, we're down. So it was like
Yeah.
a way easier, like, we accept this. Like, this
Barrier
is
of
fun. We're
entry.
here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q fans were not there to have a good time. They were there to see Schoolboy Q, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in hip hop, and I had to learn that the hard way. And that wasn't the only time I had an experience like that. Like, not every show I had after that was perfect either. But that was the one that stuck out to me. That was like, yo, this is like almost like a dangerous environment, and I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, the reason why I thought to tell this story, and this story has been on my mind recently, is because I'm about to start putting out Rap Dylan 4 on the Ellis side.
Mm.
Actually, when this comes out, the first single will be out. It's coming out on Friday. But I had a line about, I had like a little section of a song about this exact experience. I forget what the line is, so I don't know why I even said this, but I have a song with Jay-Zach called Already Here, and I sent it to Bob after it, and he was fucking dying. He was like, dude, I remember that moment so vividly, like I was panicking. And yeah, the line was about like, I I had to like work to become good at this. And like I used to suck ass, like to the point where people were booing me for fucking 30 minutes straight. And now some of those people are now fans of what I do and like have come out on the other side of it because they watched me work through it. And
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I value those people more than people that just heard me last week and just like, yeah, this is dope. Because they
Yeah.
saw like how it started. Like, this is not, I don't feel like I have God given talent. Maybe my God given talent is to just not give a fuck and just be determined, right? But
Mhm.
like, I was not born with this voice or like the ability to make songs. It was a long road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, just felt like sharing that because I don't think I ever told you that story, and I just think it's hilarious, but also maybe insightful for other people. I have no idea.
It's like equal parts hilarious and inspiring.
Well, good.
You know, it's, like, really, really funny to think about. I think the thing that makes it so funny is that they were booing you before you even did your
Yeah.
first song. That's
They
because that tells you it doesn't even it's not that you, like, came out there and gave a bad performance and they hated your music and then they were like, "Boo," and it's like, "Alright, this just isn't connecting." It's hilarious because they're just booing you for sport. Like, they're
yeah.
just booing you because they want to.
There's
That's funny.
someone else that we don't know? Boo!
Yeah, boo. That's funny shit. Um, Inspiring though, like, to hear about you just being like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this anyway, go through it." You know, the determination and just, yeah, the overall not only that moment, but the overall being there and now being where you're at now. Like you said, just the determination to figure things out and to work through it all is, it's good. It's really good.
For anyone out there that's a fan of mine, um, if you ever see me do a song featuring Schoolboy Q, it's not because I thought it was the perfect fit for the song. It's because I just needed to, like, do that for myself to, like, get a full circle moment and be like, "Alright, I'm a real artist. I worked with the guy." Not that he did this to me, but, it was his
Yeah,
show. Um,
yeah.
feel like that would be sick. I don't know how I'm gonna make
That
that
would
happen,
be
but
that'd be a really cool full circle moment. She's like, "Dude, you know one time I got booed off stage at one of your shows?"
X.
Mm.
Um, do you have any moments like that where you feel like there was, like, a real life hardship right in front of you and you either folded or overcame it, like, in real time?
Couple of times. I can think of a couple times. I don't think they were to that degree. Like, I've never had a crowd of people being like, "Boo, get the fuck off the stage." But I've definitely, like, messed up performances really bad where I can visually see everyone in this room hates me.
I feel you.
Um, and just a couple there's one that I remember very vividly. It was when I was a freshman in college. There's this venue called 123 Pleasant Street in Morgantown, still there, great venue, and they would host, like, weekly or maybe bi-weekly open mics, like hip hop open mics, where you just pull up with, like, a beat on a flash drive, give it to the DJ, and you go, do your song. I had done a few of those at this spot and whatever, I was crushing it. People like my stuff. And so I got booked for like my first, I think like my first ever show that I was legitimately like the promoter who ran the open mic was like, "Hey, like you've been coming out here every week, you bring some friends with you. You clearly got some good music bubbling up. Like let's put you on this." It was like an artist showcase type of thing where they were like 12 artists performing and everyone only performed like 3 songs,
Sure.
that type of deal.
What year is this?
2018,
Insane, 'cause it's not
2018.
even that long ago, but yeah.
Yeah. Um, and so I remember from where I had been doing those open mics consistently, like every week or every 2 weeks, I just felt like, really dialed in. And normally before I would perform, I would like pop some headphones in and I would like listen to the beat and I would practice for like an hour. You know what I mean? I would like run through the songs, like do like a rehearsal in my dorm room.
Yeah.
Well, this time around, I'm feeling like I have a little bit of that like delusional confidence going like, bro, I'm fucking him. Like even my friends in the dorm, we would always like throw on beats and freestyle and shit and just like randomly just like rapping everywhere we went. All my friends have been gassing me up like, bro, you are like out of this world. Like what the fuck? And I think it all was like in my head at the same time. And that artist showcase was coming up and we were doing college shit, we were, like, partying and whatever, and I remember consciously making the decision of, like, "I don't need to practice my songs, bro, I'm dialed. Like, I'm good. I got this."
I'm dialed, but I haven't practiced one time, which makes
Yeah,
no fucking sense, but yeah.
yeah, I was like, "I don't need to rehearse these songs, like, I know them.
But I've
And
totally been there too. It's just like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Like, you have an opportunity to, like, make sure you don't fuck this up, and you're not.
right, and so we go there and we do the show. First song goes well, goes fine. I don't think I did a great performance, but people are like, "Woo!" Like, "All right, cool." Second song, I get about 30 seconds through it and just completely forget my lyrics. And I start freestyling and I just start making up raps on the spot. And I just see everyone just looking at me. I go, all right, I don't think this is landing. And so over the mic, I go like, ah, fuck, like I forgot my lyrics. And I look back at the DJ and the beat is still running and I'm just standing there and people in the crowd are just looking at me. I'm like, all right, bro, just go ahead and cut this off. We'll just go to the next song. And we're like, shit. And then we go to the next song and the beat, like the version of the beat that I sent to him was like the wrong version. And it had everything messed up. It was like half the song was like cut up and moved somewhere else. And the same thing happened. I get like halfway through the song and I'm like, this isn't right either. I'm like, this is also not right. So I
This
came
is
up there.
not right is
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. So I came up there, performed one song that was bad, and then my other two songs, I was just over a mic while beat played, going like, "Sorry guys, I messed this up."
My god, dude.
Yeah.
How many people do you think were there?
Um. So not a ton, but not a. I mean, there were maybe
Enough to
like
feel embarrassed?
enough to feel embarrassed. Maybe like 50 people.
Yeah.
50 or 60 people. You know, it's not like there were like 3 or 400 and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
crazy show. It was like maybe 60 people and like 10 of those, 10 or 12 of those were like artists who were performing that
Right,
night,
right.
you know? So it wasn't a massive crowd, but for someone who was like, that was the first show that I was really like on a bill for, I felt extremely embarrassed and I felt extremely like, what have you done?
Probably felt embarrassed too, because like, you knew a good percentage of the crowd were other artists, and maybe you were,
Yes,
like, seeking their validation and respect too, even, like,
definitely.
subconsciously, and you're just like,
Definitely.
"Dude, all those dudes think I'm a fucking idiot, like, they think I suck now, like, they're just never gonna wanna work together or, like, do shows or whatever."
Especially in the rap world, like, whenever you're rapping, I feel like there is some competitiveness of, like, being
Oh,
a
yeah.
top dog, you know what I mean? Like, rap feels much more, like, sports adjacent, where
Or
you're
at
like,
at
"I'm
least
better than you," type of
yeah, or
thing.
at least just being, like, one of the boys, like, "Oh, yeah, like, we accept him in our circle of people that
That
are
too.
doing this thing," you know, it's not even like, "I gotta be better than you," but, like, "I wanna at least have your respect," so if
That
you
too.
book a show and, like, need someone to play it with you, I'm probably gonna be one of the people that you call. You're not gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, Adam? Yeah, he fucking sucks. He doesn't even know his own lyrics, and he
Exactly.
brings the wrong beats to every show he does."
Exactly. So
Uh,
that had me feeling extremely embarrassed, but from that point forward, like, all the other shows I played through college and, like, even up to this day, that from that point forward, I had a, like, laser focus on making sure, "Let me make sure all the beats, everything's good, everything's squared away. Let me make sure I'm rehearsing, I know my songs," like,
yeah,
taking time to do it properly rather than just being like, "Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine,"
and it's good
and
that
then
that
it's not.
happened so early for you, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because yeah, I think there's something to be said about shows like that that are almost like showcase style. If you're very, very early and just, like, never been on stage, I feel like you should do a handful of those to work out the kinks before you open for a big artist or something, and it's, like, actually an opportunity to, capitalize on something, and then you're just doing that, like, that it's, pretty much like the lowest stakes you could have been at to make that
Yeah.
mistake. Like, if you zoom out, it's like, "Oh, this doesn't matter." Like, there was nothing that was gonna happen if I did a great job. It just would have been more of a fun night, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just, like, a bunch of local artists and a few of their friends that, if that's where you're gonna make your mistake, then that's great. But,
Yeah.
you know, imagine if, like, the tour you just did was, like, the first time you're performing and you're in Phoenix with 200 people and, like, a bunch of your fans there, and you're just like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys." Like,
Yeah, it
that's,
it'd
like, an
be
actual
terrible.
problem, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be terrible.
"Sorry,
Um,
I don't know the words."
right, they'd be like, "What
Everyone's
the
like,
fuck is going on here?"
"Well, we're never coming to see this guy again."
Yeah, it's a good thing that I dealt with that and had that experience 7 or 8 years ago, you know? Um, another bad experience I remember. So I was doing these I was like buying on to local shows, or I would get added to local shows that had like national headlining acts that would kind of like pass through, because Morgantown was never like it's not like a city that's like a tour stop, but it's one of those, like, if you play in DC and you're playing in Pittsburgh the next day, maybe you do like an in between like club show that's there. So
Totally.
it's like if someone has an off day on their tour, they would like route it in through Morgantown for a night or whatever.
Yep.
So there were these weird, like, some like fairly big artists would somehow wind up doing these like small club, kind of like club postings, I guess they call them. They come out and like do a couple songs,
Yeah.
and that's it, really. Um, but I was opening for shows like that. Like I opened for Jack Harlow. I opened for, God, I'm trying to remember who all. Lil Skies. Um, what's the do something. God, I'm about to butcher a name here. Kevin Porter. No, wait, hold on. Kevin Porter's a basketball player.
Yeah.
No. What's the La the way you move that, you got me in
Roscoe
a
Dash.
trance. What is it?
Roscoe Dash.
Isn't there someone else on that song? All right, never
Wale.
mind. I opened for
Waka
someone
Flocka.
else.
That
Someone
song is
else.
Roscoe Dash, Wale, and Waka Flocka Flame.
Maybe it was Waka Flocka. Um,
Waka Flocka is good for a club walkthrough. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I think that's who it was. And then God, dude, God, this is bad. Who's the dude with one eye?
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap. I opened for Fetty Wap, and I opened for Jacquees.
Mm. Perfect.
This is where the story. This is where I said another thing bad happened. So, like, when I was opening for them, you know, it's kind of like had nothing going on, like fans wise or whatever. So I was a bit of a clout demon back in the day. You're trying to like get some eyes on you. You're trying to get some recognition, trying to just like get people to see you doing shit. And I didn't really understand that a big like cornerstone of me doing that is just making better music. Like I didn't really understand that at the time. I thought like you got to be in the scene, you got to take pictures on with famous people and like be in these like network. I thought it was all these other things. I didn't actually start getting eyes on my music until I'm like, all right, let me like make better music. Let me like become a better artist,
Would
you
you
know?
look at that?
Yeah, would you look at that? And so as a part of these when I was opening for people, the club postings, I would try really hard to like meet the headliner for a moment, say what's up, maybe take a picture with them. If I can meet their manager, grab their manager's phone number, all these things trying to just be in a network, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And most times, it went fairly well. The headliners were always down to like, say what's up, take a picture, whatever, and then go on about their day. Well, Jaquise and his manager were not about that at all. We shared like a green room. We had like a green room area. And after I came off stage for my set, I walked back there and he's there and I'm like, yo, like I just performed, like what's up? And he has this big ass security guard and he like kicks me out of my own green room, calls me a pussy, all this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like I was excited to meet you guys. Like this fucking sucks. He said a bunch of other choice words, which maybe I won't repeat on the podcast, but I remember that being a low moment of like, fuck, dude, like everyone hates me.
They don't
Like this
fuck
is
with me.
terrible.
I'm never
This
gonna
is
get in there.
I'm never gonna be somebody like everybody fucking hates me. Yeah, I don't know. I remembered that. I think I cried. Not because of that. Not because of that. I didn't cry because like, dude, you Queese's manager.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
cried because I felt defeated
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
every way. You
I
know what I
understand.
mean? Also like, yeah, my audience probably was not Jaquise's audience, so I think a lot of people in that crowd additionally did not fuck with my music and the performance felt a little dead. I felt bad from that. I had a bunch of my friends from college there and kind of like see it be like, "Oh, this is odd." I
Yeah,
felt a
yeah.
little bit like
To
publicly
them,
embarrassed.
you're the man, and
Right.
to Jaquise, you're in the way, and to his
Right.
security guard, you're a pussy. You need to get the fuck out of the green room.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So
it's
I
like a
think my
weird,
ego I think my ego took a blow, you know what I mean?
sure.
And felt a little defeated. Yeah,
Dude,
I don't
it's good to have those though. Like, as weird as
mhm.
it is, it's like because like you said, you didn't have anything going on. You didn't know what the fuck's going on. You think you're doing the right things and you're just honestly just trying to figure it out, but, like, you were worried about the wrong stuff. So, like, the fact that that was so defeating that you, like, didn't get to talk to him, it's like, doesn't fucking matter. Maybe you probably shouldn't even be on this show, dude. You should just be
Exactly.
doing something
Yeah.
else. You should be making better
Yeah.
songs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not your fault, but I think everyone on the way up has a certain perception of, like, the things that they should be doing, and then sooner or later, they probably learn the hard way that they're doing the wrong things, and that comes to fruition, like, in different ways. Like, I'm not saying he was in the right to kick you out of the green room because you weren't doing anything wrong, but you also weren't doing the right things, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know? It's
Yeah.
kinda like the universe telling you, like, "Hey, man, get the fuck out of Jackie's green room. You shouldn't even be here. This isn't gonna do
Yeah.
shit for you." They don't
Yeah.
care. They don't care. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. Which is like, yeah, I guess to put like a universal, like a spiritual context to it. I think I've talked to you about this before about like the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Like I always make the comparison to water in a stream or smoke from a fire. Like they all like things in nature flow in the path of least resistance. And when you're not like in your right place and you're not in your right path, you're gonna feel the resistance. Like you're gonna feel shit like that. That's like, well, I thought I was doing the right things, but it's just not working out. Like it's just not going the way I wanted it to. That's normally a good like tap from the universe of like maybe take another perspective. Maybe you know what I mean. You're not going in the right direction here.
Mhm.
So
It's
um
interesting that you say that, especially after that story, because I have another story that's really similar. 2014, I was, like, starting to do, like, more of an R&B thing. I was still rapping for sure, but, like, more melodic. I changed my name to Dylan Reese. It was, like, on some smoother shit. But then I got an opportunity to open for Hobson in Northampton
mm,
again at the bigger venue. It's like a 900 cap, and it was, like, sold out. It was, like, the biggest show that I've ever played at that point,
mm,
and I opened for Hobson, but he also kicked me out of the green room before the show started, though.
mm,
Like, he wouldn't let me in the green room during Soundcheck or before I went on stage. And a venue that size, that's how you get on stage, is through the green room. So, his security guard was like I was like, "What am I supposed to do? Just walk through the crowd and, like, climb?" Bro, the stage is, like, fucking taller than me. Like, I had to climb
right.
up the stage. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead."
Oh
So I
my
had to
god.
walk through a crowd of 750 people and climb onto a fucking stage, like, next to the monitor where the fucking house music is playing, to get on stage, to then get up and dust myself off from wearing a fucking Ralph Lauren polo button-up, and then I had to perform, and people were like, "The fuck?" Like, people were like, "Is this guy supposed to be on stage, or, like, is this, like,
Did
a
he just sneak
psychopath?"
up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do my set. No one cared at all. They didn't boo me, but everyone was just staring at me with a blank face like, "Who is this? Why is he here?" Because 'Cause I'm singing, like, heartfelt songs poorly, also singing poorly, and it's
Right.
Hobson,
Right.
basically Eminem 2.0, like,
The opposite of sweet
nobody was
R&B
trying to hear that
songs.
shit.
Yeah.
And I think that show opened me up to go, "Okay, I need to be more selective and careful about the shows I'm doing because I just came down here to Northampton, thought it was gonna be a banger because I'm thinking about eyeballs and, like, Hobson's, like, kinda famous. I can get fans from him. His fans are not my fans. I learned that
Yeah.
that night. I don't think I converted a single fucking fan in a room full of 700 people.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I play shows now, like, with the Hold Up or, like, even, like, with you or something, with 200 people tops and then feel like, "Oh, we're on top of the world. We're selling merch. Everyone's having it." Like, it makes way more
Right.
sense, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Path of Least Resistance made me think of that because I was like, "Alright, maybe I shouldn't do that because that just wasn't fun."
Yeah.
Security guard told me to go fuck myself. The crowd basically told me to go fuck myself without saying it,
Yeah.
and then I took a bus the next day on the Peter Pan back to Boston. I'm like, "That was a waste of my time, I think. It was supposed
Yeah.
to be fun. That was not fun." You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many, like, war stories like that from over the years. It's so fucking funny to look back on because I just think about what was going through my mind when I'm, like, doing these things, and it just felt like it was, like, the most important moment of my life at the time, and it's just
Right.
like it's just another show that, like I don't wanna say it doesn't matter because it does, but it's like everything's fine, dude. You gotta just make better music and, like, figure out your business model and, like, find your community and just be a normal guy. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
everything was like, "Dude, if I fucking crush it tonight for Hobson, like, I'll probably blow up. Like, I'll probably get fucking signed," you know? It's
Yeah.
like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like that's, like that reminds me a lot of, like just because 'cause you're here now and you can look back and have frame of reference, like, when you're there in the moment, it feels like everything.
Mhm.
Like, it's why, like, um, time feels slower for a five-year-old kid because all they know is 5 years. Whereas for an 80-year-old, 5 years doesn't feel like that long of time, but for a five-year-old kid, it feels like everything. It's the only world they've ever known.
Yeah, because it
Feels
is
like
everything.
eternity.
That's the totality of their life.
Right.
But if you're
So,
80, you're
like
like, "Yeah, that was back when I was 75, like, that was fucking 2 seconds ago."
right. When you're starting out and when you're, like, playing these early shows and you have experiences like that, it feels like everything because it's the totality of your experience in
Yeah.
music. Now that you're where you're at now and you've had the war stories and everything, you can look back and be like, "Oh, it's just like a drop in the bucket." Like, these things
Mhm.
happen, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just cool perspective. I I wonder, I wonder, like, what things that we're going through right now that we could, like, zoom out from that and see it from the lens of, like, our 50-year-old self and be like, "Oh, damn, I just navigate these drops in the bucket," you know?
Probably all of it.
Probably all of it, yeah.
Which is why it's just important to just try to have a good attitude all the time and just be like, "Yeah, man." You just kinda being like a roll with the punches type of guy, I feel like is just valuable to yourself because otherwise you're really stressing yourself out over things that probably don't matter. And there's a line between that and just being like someone that's like lazy and just like not doing things the right way. Like you gotta like give a fuck, but also just be like kind of hands off with certain stuff and like the whole scope of it is just like, yeah, whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen. I'm just gonna try my best to like do a good job and like show up on time and like do the right things and like care, but also just kind of let things be what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, for
You
sure,
know. Um.
for sure.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty good episode for showing up and having no idea what to talk about.
I think so too. Yeah, a lot of good convo. Right before we started this, we were like, "What are we gonna talk about?" Not
Anybody
too
that's
sure.
hearing this and has any ideas about things that you want to hear us speak about, please drop a comment or a DM. Um, I'm not gonna say we're running out of things to say because like we can do this forever, but I just feel like we're busy and then we show up to do the podcast and we're like, "What are we talking about today?" And then we're just like, "I don't know. Let's just talk about this."
Yeah.
I think we said before we started, I don't think we've done like a bad episode yet, but I
Mhm.
would just like to feel a little bit more prepared, transparently, and that's probably on
Yeah.
us. But if anyone listening can help and give us some ideas or some places to start, please do because we're doing this for y'all, not for
Yep.
us. Feel me?
Agreed. Agreed on all fronts.
All right, dude. Well, I'm glad you got your water back. Why don't you go take a shower or something?
Yeah, 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 I'll do that. I'll go splash around or something.
Like, go make a splash. I'm gonna um I'm gonna record some music today. I'm working
Hell yeah.
on Unplugged Volume 2, acoustic vibes of just like different songs. So I'm gonna get get cranking on that. Um, but yeah, come see us on tour. We're gonna be on the West Coast in April. We'll put the dates somewhere. You know where to find them. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.